Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, hello. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Happy Saturday to you. Just when I thought it was going to be a very, very, very slow news day. Matter of fact, I actually wanted to do a reboot on the thumbnail, but there was no time because, as you know, there has been some developments in reference to the royal tour of the Caribbean, of the former colonies, today called the Commonwealth. I thought for sure that in the 11th hour that they would probably cancel because suddenly it doesn't seem like such a good idea. But they didn't listen to me. They decided to press on with the tour. And so it continues unabated, except for one little thing, bullies. But I'll get to that soon. Um, welcome, Church Nellie and Lydia Washington, and let's see who else is here from the Mod Squad. Sherry Ware and Anastasia Isabella. I hope she'll be here. Um, Mo Shannon. She'll probably be along once she realizes that the live chat has started. Hello, Joan Commonwealther. Ethan's husband, welcome. And Dolores Williams, Patricia Nixon, hi, Fancy Fancy. Miss S, welcome. I hope you are feeling good today. Joyce Bolt, Terry H, Yvonne Clark is here. Oh, happy Saturday to you too. Hello, hello. Karen is here. Who else do we have here? Shell Stewart, Nubian Queen, of course. Mary Hiker. Mary says sound. I think I'm okay. I always get nervous when I see that see that thing about the sound, but I think I'm okay. But just because I saw that, I'm just gonna double check just to be sure. But let me see if the volume is up high enough. Oh, the volume looks good. Great. All right, so we're good then. I'm sure. Yeah, KP canceled part of that trip. So, as I was working to the last minute, let me go ahead and start getting these slides up. Um, my PC got a little glitchy toward the end, and they have been having some issues with StreamYard. Not so serious, but they've had their issues. So, for the content creators, it has been a mild hassle. Um, but I think that StreamYard is growing so fast, they're just having the typical success growing pains. So there we go. All right. So this is what's happening. Let me give you a full screen there. So they're saying that the Sussexes, on one story I saw, they said the Sussexes approached the Academy about the Oscars. Well, as you guys know, the Oscars have had some trouble with ratings. I don't think that there's anything to be ashamed of with that because there are so many more options for people today to view other things. Like, for instance, I cannot tell you how much I am just so touched by the fact that all of you all could be any place else, and yet you're here um, watching or listening to Royal Sussex. Do not think that that is lost upon me. I am every day. I'm humbled by the fact that you all are here. And as I was prepping for today, of course, I usually listen to Miss S because it just kind of relaxes me. Miss S has a, no, I'm sorry, not Miss S, Miss VSN. Sorry about that. Miss VSN has a way of relaxing me before my Saturday afternoons. So thank you for that, Miss VSN, because it's just like, she's meditational. That's what I could say. She's meditational, uplifting, puts you in a positive mind frame. Oh gosh, listen to me, but but that's what I get from Miss VSN. So, um, and of course, I was back and forth and everything, and all of that was going on. And so, I did hear, I heard parts of it, but not all of it completely, because I was like reading stuff and researching along with listening. So that is how I spend my Saturdays, and it's time well spent. And I know a lot of you guys were over there already, so that was that's cool. Ah, Mo Shannon is here. Okay, nice. So there is another mod squatty here. Okay. So yeah, what's going on with the Oscars? Of course, as I said, the ratings for the Oscars have tanked out a bit, and they lost a lot of juice. And the only way that they could actually elevate those numbers is to get a good host. Not that the Sussexes are anywhere near a position where they are going to host the Oscars. That's not going to happen and probably won't ever happen. But just having them present the awards, the Sussexes are a big draw. They are like the biggest couple on the planet right now. Um, so wherever they go, the cameras are going to follow. And it's going to be a ratings bonanza if that does happen with the Academy. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I hope it happens, because I would love for another one of those Sussex. Last time was kind of like a semi red carpet thing. There was no red carpet images, but there was the gown. There were the Hollywood types. And so even though it was the NAACP Image Awards, it was kind of like as close as we have gotten to the Sussexes Hollywood red carpet moment, only because there were a lot of celebrities there. But it was a very um, dialed back, toned down award show because of the pandemic. So that being said, let's hope it does happen, because I selfishly want to have the elation of seeing our faves walk out on that stage, and it would just be magic. Now, of course, there's I think, is her name Emma Corrin? The lady that's in the photo there. I think she's the one who played, or is that I can't remember which one that is. Is that Anyway, it's one of the ones that played Diana, right? I don't know which one that one is, because they are in costume and I can never keep up with that. But so what I'm trying to say is this. Of course, the tabloids are going to use the depictions of Princess Diana as a weapon against the Sussexes if they do decide that they will participate in the Academy Awards presenting an Oscar. And then, of course, depending on what category, and is it going to be something about, um, the royal family that would cause a conflict? And so we don't know. We don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, it's Stewart, Kristen Stewart. Okay, now she's the one from the Twilight series, right? Is that called Twilight? Yeah. Anyway, that's where she's from. Okay, so she played in the movie Spencer, I believe. And if that, oh, thank you, Mo Shannon. I see that. Thank you, Sherry Ware. Well, if that is the case, then that will be a big deal, and they'll make much to do about that. Hopefully, they can do something like a documentary, present an award for that. Anything that keeps them away from the royal family and all of the controversy that goes along with that. I would be very pleased if that was the case, is that they would show up, they could present an award, and that they can steer clear of that. I don't believe that the Sussexes are all that driven just to be seen. I mean, every indication over the past uh I guess it's been 2 years or 2 years plus since they've been in California. They have kept a pretty low profile. And I will repeat this again. They have done absolutely nothing to embarrass the royal family. Speaking their truth on Oprah, I'm not even going to call that an embarrassment to the family. If anything, they have helped the royal family by showing them the errors of their way. So I will not in any way qualify that as any type of embarrassment for the family. If anything, they just literally got their comeuppance, and I think it was high time for that. So, that being said, if they are able to present an Oscar, I hope that that does happen. I just want the thrill of seeing them at one of the biggest events on the planet. It's not as big as it was in days past, but that's not the point. It's still the Academy Awards. It's still the Oscars. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Maybe you feel differently about it. Like, oh, they shouldn't. Well, I really don't care. I'm selfish about this one. I want to see it happen. Who cares what the rotor rats say? They're the same folks trying to sell their defective unroyals to anyone who looks their way. And we're going to get to that soon. No one is interested. The Sussexes at the Oscars is a ratings gold and haters against. Yes, I mean angst rather. Absolutely. That would be like, oh, just it would just be huge. What is she gonna wear? What did they say? Did they tell any jokes? It is going to be huge. J Law wants to say hi to some people, so we're gonna help out there. Let me see. How cool would that be? It would be absolutely awesome, awesome sauce. Harry and Meghan now part of the entertainment industry. So why should they not participate? Great point, Joyce. You're absolutely right. They are royals, but they are part of the entertainment industry. And just because Edwina was such a failure at production, just because Edwina, I kind of heard something on Miss VSN earlier. Just because Edwina, this is for you, V. Just because Edwina was such a failure at production doesn't mean. Yes, yes, it doesn't mean that the Sussexes should anyway shy away from Hollywood, especially since the Duchess of Sussex has those Hollywood roots. She practically has grown up on a movie set, so why not? So, if the catwalking couture maxi coat wearing Edwina um, uh, Windsor, just because Edwina didn't cut the mustard when it came to television or production or anything like that, that does not mean that the Sussexes should shy away from that attention. So, yeah, and who knows? Maybe you'll find Harry and Meghan strutting about in a maxi military coat because even though it's not exactly regulation, I still want to know how that happened. But okay, so I have digressed way too much. Let me get rid of Edwina. Sachet, 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 sachet. uh, Supermodel work, work it, do your thing. Oh man, I'm starting too early with that. It doesn't matter what you wear. You got a certain savoir faire. It doesn't matter what you do, because everything looks good on you. Supermodel work. Now turn to the left. Now turn to the right. Why do I know that song? It's a long story. Okay, moving right along. So the Kensington Palace, I'm just going to make this leap. The Kensington Palace, and of course, the Royal Rota, Royal Rodents, they are getting desperate because as the fortunes for the Cambridge's is sinking. I mean, plummeting. The Cambridges are having an epic fall from grace. They should have canceled this tour. They should have canceled it. I said, I bet you they'll cancel. Well, I was partially right. They only canceled one engagement or whatever. Um, you're gonna leave me alone. Let me see. But no, they decided to push on. So as I was prepping today, one of the many news alerts I got so many alerts coming into my phone. It is crazy. From so many different sources. So this one popped up, the one on the left. Kate Steele's show, Harry and Meghan Russian ties. Okay, so one of the we don't even know what anybody with a Russian name now, right? If you're rich and you're Russian, you have to be an oligarch, right? That is just the rule of the day. If you're rich Russian, you have to be an oligarch. So, because the Sussexes purchased their home from someone who had it on the market for a few years and couldn't sell it, this home originally, I believe it was priced $50 million. It didn't sell. Then they brought it down to reality, $30 million. It didn't sell. The Sussexes got a rock bottom bargain price of some 14 point something million US dollars. And of course, that information is easily accessible anywhere you can just go on Zillow and find out what a property is worth and what it's sold for, what year it was built, the architects, whatever. You can get all that information easily. So that being said, um, we all know exactly how much the house was supposedly priced when the Sussexes purchased it. And we know that the value of the house was in the stratosphere, only to get cut down to 30 million, only to get sold for about half that. So bargain for the Sussexes. I say it was divine intervention and meant to happen. So they're there. They're living in Montecito. And okay, so that's house number one. House number two is the mansion that was rented in Canada. So this is what they mean by the Russian ties. And by the way, I didn't even read the article because I knew exactly where they were going. This is what's meant by Russian ties. And so, right now, because of Ukraine, anything that can tie them to Russia, no matter how like loose that tie is enough to smear them with negativity. That's the whole point of that article. I have just dissected something I didn't even read. I know where they're going with it. It means absolutely nothing. The properties around the UK, especially in London, there that is like little Moscow. That is like St. Petersburg on the Thames. uh, there's so much Russian money in London because they don't feel secure enough to keep it in Mother Russia, as they call it, that the oligarchs are having a heavy influence on number 10 as well as the halls of Westminster. So, of course, they will ignore all of that and try to smear the Sussexes with something that is obviously a huge scandal brewing as we speak in the United Kingdom. And of course, the right wing tabloid papers are not giving it the attention that it deserves. So that's that one. And so let's move over to the next image there. Harry and Meghan's engagements. The Oscars, March 27th. I hope so. Check. And of course, Prince Philip's memorial service in London. And don't even bother. And of course, the Invictus Games is coming. So the whole point of that, of course, is to draw your eyes to Prince Philip's memorial, something the Queen is not going to bother with. It is an hour long service, 5,000 miles, I believe, away from Montecito when Harry is scheduled for one of the biggest events since the start of the pandemic, and that is the Invictus Games. So, no, he's not going. So what? I know they're trying to hype up this thing. The people in the United Kingdom are not going to watch that service. The only way that people will actually care to watch is if Harry shows up. And if you would like to shut down the internet, let's have the Duchess of Sussex show up. And that will just, I mean, heads will explode with excitement if that should happen. Well, it's not going to happen. Harry has already said he's not going. It's kind of like I've already read the book. Well, he went to the funeral. That's Harry's version of I read the book. There's no need for him to go. And so, again, because the epic fails of the Cambridges, they are doing the best that they can to try to disparage the Sussexes every which way they can because the Cambridges are embarrassing themselves. It's gone from bad to worse. Remember Schoolhouse Rock when they conjunction junction where he says out of the frying pan and into the fire. You tried cutting the sandbags, but the balloon went higher. This is what's happening. I'm sorry, you cut the sandbags and the balloon wouldn't go any higher. So this is what's happening. They're out of the frying pan and into the fire, and you tried to cut the sandbags, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. That is what's happening with the Cambridges. And so the only resort that they have left is to go after the Sussexes with blaring headlines about absolutely nothing. Got it? That's just my opinion about it. Few comments, please. Skeletor is going to end up requiring hospitalization, assuming Billy kept her on medical plan after last baby. Diane, you are starting already. Okay, we are 24 minutes into it, but okay, that's time. That's time enough. Writing about the Sussex's rented home in Vancouver is an example of desperate times calling for desperate measures, any excuse to smear them. Yes, Margaret Jones, cookies and creams. You say the unroyal family is the R word. British press wonder why the Sussexes don't want to bother with them. They're constantly trying to smear this couple. Yeah, so why would we bother if you're constantly trying to dog us out? Hello, Agnes Phillips. If they want to come to Phillips Memorial, then they should agree to allow them. I'm sorry, if they want them to come to Phillips Memorial, they should agree to allow them to pay for his security for Harry, not Philip, of course. Philip is quite secure down in the vault of the St. George's Chapel. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back just a little bit because, oh, good gosh, the comments are coming in fast. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Now that song is stuck in my head. You tried cutting the sandbags, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. You can go up to the mountains or down to the sea. You should always say thank you or at least say please. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. What have I done to myself? Now that song is stuck in my head. Conjunction junction, how's that function? I'm going to get you there if you're very careful. Can't those people just let Philip rest? If they need someone to attend, why not invite Thomas, Marco, and Scummy? Woo! I love it. Yes, if they want attention, that is instant attention right there. Invite those two grifters. Yeah, that they should start a band and call it the Grifters. I personally wish Harry and Meghan show up for the Oscars. They're already saying they'll be there. I bet the Rhoda Rats are all heading to California. They're desperate to make some money. Harry and Meghan are not prisoners. That's right. They are living their life free and in the open. I think I saw somewhere on Twitter where someone said Thomas Markle said that the Sussexes are living like hermits. Oh, Thomas. They give him a script. I believe they give him a script that he is supposed to refer to. If you I saw like an interview. Remember I watched the one that was on 60 Minutes Australia. Yes, I took one for the team. I watched it and it seems as though it was all so scripted. And as much time as he has spent behind the camera, Evil Santa, it seems like he would spend more time practicing to be in front of the camera if he's going to go and, fib about things that, anyway, it's just so obvious. Thank you, B10 Pal. Happy Saturday to you. And thank you for being here on Royal Sussex. Okay, they just can't stand Has and Megan smiling and being happy. That is so true. They just can't take it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next slide here. Let me take you away. Okay. All right. So Harry and Meghan are being lined up to present the Best Picture Oscar next week, despite both pulling out of Prince Philip's memorial service. They are using that tagline over and over again. But okay, dueling headlines. Exclusive William and Kate in tour storm. Duke and Duchess forced to scrap their first visit on Caribbean trip after villagers in Belize stage protest about colonialism. Gee, I wonder what got into them. One of the things that I heard was that they want to declare some of the land as a forest preserve or anyway, something that William would be able to claim. He wants to take this mantle of being the big environmentalist. And so he would give a speech or declare some land set aside or something to that effect. All very political, all very like I guess taking advantage of his title to big himself up like the Queen's canopy. Once that land is declared, it kind of restricts the locals from using that land or having free reign to farm that land or hunt for game or whatever. Things that the indigenous people may have done for centuries suddenly is restricted if it's declared something to do with the queen or the canopy or whatever. So, Prince William, leave our land. Leave our land. Plain and simple. The other thing is they said that the couple were supposed to helicopter in and land on a football pitch, which they did not um, actually inform the locals. They just said, hey, this is going to happen. And this is what you need to know. Very last minute. And people took exception to that. And so that's when the colonizer, and if you notice down at the bottom, slap in the face, slap in the face. Is that why they were like filling the airways of the tabloids with, I mean, what was it? A talking point on at least three tabloids yesterday that Harry slapped the Queen in the face. Harry is slapping the Queen in the face. Well, were they trying to get that out before this was used by the indigenous people of Belize? Is that why it was so important for them to say it about Harry first? So then when it comes up about William, it won't seem like it had anything to do with him. It would be more or less associated with Prince Harry. That's what I'm thinking, is that they knew that someone was going to use the term slap in the face. And so better to use that against Harry as though he just walked up and that did not happen. The whole visual effect of it is pretty petty, but yeah. So this is Harry's so-called victim. This is the one that Harry has disrespected, blindsided, and now the Queen has been slapped in the face. Harry slaps the Queen in the face. That is the one that they want to use this time. It's desperation. They're desperate because this royal tour should have never happened. It is already falling apart. And I believe that the protest, this act right here by these local people in Belize, this act is going to increase the amount of people willing to get those signs out to say, hey, you are not welcome here, colonizer. You're just not welcome here. So, okay. Little Bell Grant says if the tabloids are going to talk about the Sussexes, then they should talk about the Queen, Charles, and William's connection with the Russians. Hello. Hello. Okay. I'm going to have to do a Medea on that one. Hello. Yes. And let's not forget Prince Michael of Kent, right? Prince Michael of Kent and all of his various connections to Mother Russia. You know, there's so much of that. The oligarchs seem to have taken over London, right? So if you consider how much of that money that really should be used for the people of Russia, that is buying like these 50 million pound homes in Mayfair and all that stuff. That's what they ought to consider. How about all of these oligarchs that buy? Have you guys heard the term iceberg home? Have you heard the term iceberg home? An iceberg home is a home that is likely an old townhouse in London. This is where this is like the biggest amount or largest amount of these types of homes. Where let's say this home is listed, it's only 2 stories high, um, and they decide that this historic property or this very old property needs more room to make it modern and useful to the oligarchs or anyone else with money. So they will dig out the basement. Sometimes there is more house below the street level than it is above the street level, and hence the term iceberg home, because just like an iceberg, you only see the tip of it sticking up out of the ground, or in this case, out of the ground, but otherwise, like a real iceberg, sticking out of the water. And so there's vast amounts of room, like, sometimes up to 6,000 square feet of space has been added beneath the home. And if that's not enough, they'll dig out the garden and put skylights in and cover up this concrete deck with soil and grass and plants and flowers and such. And then these oligarchs will have skylights that beam natural daylight down into the lower levels to make it more comfortable to live there. Hence the term iceberg home. And so this is a huge problem in central London. It has driven up the cost of housing, driven out a lot of working class people from the city of London. Um, and so that is one of the problems that comes from all of this Russian money. Not anything against the Russian people, of course, but the housing market is saturated with these iceberg homes. And now here's the weird part about it. A lot of them don't even live there. They only come there for a couple months out of the year sometimes only a few weeks out of the year to go shopping, and then they'll go other places. It's just a way to stash money in London. So leave the Sussexes alone and start digging into the oligarch money and the institutions that support them, like the prime minister and the royal family. They've never met an oligarch they didn't like. Okay, so let me get to some of your comments while I'm on a heck of a rant here. Okay. I've never slowed down the comments. I probably won't do it today because number one, I don't know how to do it. And number two, I don't really want to. Um Church Nelly, how are you? How are you, Church Nelly? Got something for you. I heard you earlier, or well, you know what I mean. But anyway, that's for you, Church Nelly. Yo, you're welcome. Just for you. Okay. Let me get to some comments here. I'm sorry, Joyce Bowles says, I agree with you. Harry is way too busy working and enjoying his family. He's just doing Harry. That's why we're just wild about Harry. We are just wild about Harry. Prince William also linked to oligarchs. He is in the government in UK as well as Boris Johnson. All right. Those oligarchs are like family for that family, ain't it? Very true. I mean, they go back like let's see, they go back like I'm stalling. They go back like they go back like cornrows. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. They go back like cornrows. All right, like sweet tea under a shady tree. That's how far they go back. Okay, next slide. So this story won't die. By the way, we will get back to some more of the Cambridges and Belize. We're not done with them yet. But I didn't want to miss this one. This story just won't die. This has had legs for like what, a week? And so if you ever look at Now This, they have decided to run the story. I mean, the story was not so big the first time around, but for whatever reason, this time it has really taken off, and I'm so glad for that. And before, we didn't know that the Duchess had actually written a letter to him to thank him for being so nice, and it's good to know there's still good people. We had no idea about that. So, yes, that did happen, that she wrote him a letter, and he proudly hung the letter in his house or whatever. And yeah, that's what's happening. Well, he's also promoting a movie. So that's perfect timing. It's a good storyline. Again, the Duchess of Sussex is helping to boost someone's fortunes simply because she is like one of the most famous people on the planet. And of course, if you just throw the name Sussex in there, it seems to help everyone meet their goals. And this is just another example. So, cheers to and you know what? And he deserves this, and I'm not criticizing Simon Rex. He deserves this because of what he was able to do to spare a lot of grief and pain for our Duchess. He deserves to have this opportunity to, I guess, bolster his career, if you want to say that, by reminding people of the sacrifice he made so that he didn't cause hurt or embarrassment to someone that he obviously really took a liking to, even in that brief time they spent together. So, cheers to Simon Rex for that. And I hope that he has a very successful future because of his integrity. Okay, the colonialism has changed the term to conservationist. Okay. Again, we are going to get back to colonialism. We're going to get back to William. let me just take care of these first. Christopher Bowsy, breaking. The YouTube terminated Yankee Wally's YouTube channel. This concludes a 5-month tutorial of F around and find out. F around and find out. Now, honestly, the first time I heard that term was from the Sussex Squad podcast. As you know, I have avoided using certain language on my channel, but if you have watched the Sussex Squad podcast, some of the things that I haven't said has been said loud and clear and said again and again, especially when how do I put this? Somebody steps to one of the hosts the wrong way over there, then I tell you, it comes out like Olivier quoting Hamlet, right? Um, Even if I did use that language, I would never give it the same justice as I've heard from um Annie, listen, Annie, I'm trying to be very discreet when I say when I'm trying not to say. So, well, let's face it, it's impressive the inflection, the tones, and you know, yeah. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. But that's what I'm trying not to say. But if you watch the Sussex Squad podcast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I tune in. It's like I don't want anybody to get her upset, but if they do, I'm okay. There, I'm done with that. So, I'm sorry, you guys, you had some things to say about Simon. I don't want to overlook that. Meghan's kindness to fellow actor is highlighted in Simon's letter, while at the same time, Secretariat thought she was winning the day by making National Theater take her as patron. Secretariat, let me see, could you be referring to could you be referring to the Duchess of Cornwall, that Secretariat? You know, I tell you, when she becomes queen consort, I've heard the rumor that instead of playing God Save the Queen or God Save the King at that point, when she enters a situation, they're going to play. That's what I heard. Wilbur. Oh boy, that's bad. Oh, oh, you guys, why do you bring this out of me? I wouldn't even dare bother except for you all bring this out of me. I blame you all for that. So, anyway, this too shall pass. But yeah, she thought that she was really socking it to the Duchess of Sussex because she received that patron from the National Theater patronage. Yeah, for the National Theater. Now, it is said that when the Duchess of Sussex was doing her last round at Narnia before they left for Canada and the United States for good, that the Duchess of Cornwall was at some event, and I believe that I it was like was it Megan's farewell to the National Theater, and when she said farewell to the National Theater, there were no video cameras there. someone released a few still photos of the Duchess of Sussex, and that stole the thunder away from um, the secretariat at whatever event that she was at. Nobody could even remember, but she was just down the street, and for some reason, people were more interested in the Duchess of Sussex than they were interested in Camilla, and Camilla was said to have been very hurt by that Meghan stole the limelight on that occasion, whatever it was, and so giving her the whatever the I'm sorry, the National Theater patronage, by giving her that, that is supposed to be a strike against the Duchess of Sussex. Whatever, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Okay, let me take another comment before I move on to Christopher's thing here. I really do not understand the British media. What they wanted, Ingrid Seward actually said Harry and Meghan should not attend Prince Philip's memorial because attention would be on them. Now they moan. Well, Lydia, that is absolutely accurate. I do believe that they would be the center of attention. In a way, it's the only thing that will make people watch or even get anybody interested in streaming it later, is so that they could love or possibly hate on the Sussexes. Other than that, people didn't really care so much about the funeral. There were people who wrote in who protested the idea that Philip disrupted their normal programming. And so, with that, do you think people would be any more interested in this memorial service? I think all of this hoopla and all this fuss and everything is just maybe is some type of way that they hope that people will view it just so that they can, hate on the Sussexes and bring attention to this lackluster royal performance of Philip's memorial. The Queen is not going. The Queen didn't even go see him in the hospital. I mean, God, you'd think they would leave it alone, but no, they just keep pushing it. Willie and Kate need to stay out over every Commonwealth country of color. Oh, we are very much not a R word family. And Church Nelly says the other squatties don't get jealous. Please show some. Maybe later. Maybe later. Okay, I read that one already. I've always been amazed how loud the social media got mad with me for saying Billy's green velvet coat made. Well, you say that, but I think it made him look like this. That's what I saw. Uh-oh, there we go. That's what I saw. This is what I got from that evening. So, as they say, recollections may vary. I reckon that he looked like the Mitch and Roland deodorant man. Um, and Kate is back there rocking her Little House on the Prairie couture. What a drab outfit she's wearing. Fabulous Saturday, Baron. Oh, Beverly Hardy wants to say hi to everyone, so I'll leave that while I get rid of the Cambridges. And let me see. I ordered a calendar for the Australian firemen that they do for charity every year. I got it yesterday. I nearly hyperventilated. Well, Miranda Rios, that is absolutely wonderful. And I hope you enjoy your calendar. And hopefully, somehow, you can share that with Church Nelly. And by the way, thank you for being a member. Let me see. Oh, and sorry, Diane Hawkins. Thank you for being a member. I just noticed that on the other message there, comments. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I overlook those quite often. Like Sheila Watson. I never say, Sheila Watson, thank you for being a member. Sheila Watson, thank you for being a member. Diane Hawkins, I beg to differ. Secretariat was a beautiful horse. Wilbur. Uh, they ordered everything. Had Prince Philip has over 1,000 patronages before he left, but they make no claim at those. Somehow they think the patronages will make them popular. Obviously. Okay, Sunshine. Asking for a kazoo. She says she has one you can buy. Oh, a kazoo. Oh, yeah, yeah. Um, the little I know what the kazoo is. It's like bump bump zun 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 zun, that kazoo. Yeah. I ought to get one of those. You just gave me a good idea. I appreciate that, and thank you to your daughter. Watch Angela would make a big deal of this. She's going to say that Meghan wrote a secret letter to Simon and Harry doesn't know about it. Uh-huh. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like something that she would. Megan, she probably wrote a letter to Simon and maybe even threatened him if he didn't say or agree that she was very nice and that nothing happened because after all, she's a Hollywood actress and of course she always expects things to go her way. And so if that's what Megan wants, then Megan probably wrote the letter and told him to make sure that he mentions it. And also, we all know that Megan probably wrote Harry's book, and she'll write the book, and the book is going to say really nice things about her, and she'll probably say because she's a Hollywood actress. Yeah, I could see her doing that because it's what Megan wants, and because she's a Hollywood actress. uh, okay, let me see. Oh, I'm so far behind here. You're so far away. I don't know why I'm feeling in such a musical mood today. I'm sorry, as women who has to represent an entire nation, you need to look better. Oh, now I don't want to put that kind of pressure. I don't even have to ask who you're talking about. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on her. I mean, she has the weight of the Commonwealth. The entire empire is on her shoulders. And so for that, she's really taken one for the team. So it's no wonder that someday she may look a bit exhausted and a bit run down, but that's only because she's the future of the monarchy. And with that in consideration, then I think that we should give her a free pass, right? Or was that just an excuse for me to put that photo up, right? Or why do I even have this handy? I mean, why is this just right there, just a click away? It's like this one. There's no reason for me to have that so readily available, but I do. So, only to, avoid using this one. So, um, but that's who I am. Okay, I better push on. Okay. So, yeah, so Yankee Wally was terminated from YouTube, and her fans are upset. She has a lot of there's like other channels that are chiming in on it, and anyway, they did find out I believe they had threatened Christopher, made threats or references to his family and such, and he was not discouraged or deterred in any way from presenting the receipts that he had available. And so there is going to be a bit of smoke going on as a result of this for the foreseeable future. So stay tuned for that one. Anyway, it's one thing to have a satirical slant, but the lies, I believe, were causing threats upon the Sussexes that we can't even calculate. Threats that occurred before they left Narnia and continue to this day. Some of the hatred, the very vitriol and hate that you see in some of their conversations and everything is actually scary, is frightening, and it makes me worry about the Sussexes. So, um, one down and several more to go. Okay, spoiler alert. Jack Dorsey is no longer CEO of Twitter. Now, Dick Eaton should know better. Someone else even said, what kind of reporter is he that he doesn't seem to know that Jack Dorsey is no longer calling the shots at Twitter? Um, and of course, they like to blame Harry because Harry has made reference to the fact that he has been in touch with Jack Dorsey before, but I'm sure Harry still emails him if he has some type of issue or comment or something. Who knows? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Or maybe who's ever replaced Jack Dorsey, now Harry is taking up his, I guess, issues with that person. But whatever the case, um, obviously Jack Dorsey is not in a position to call the shots at Twitter. He's, as they say, recused himself from that part of the business, and he has nothing to do with it. But obviously, Richard Eden didn't get the memo. So there you have it. Okay, Twitter account was this. Oh yeah. Okay, I see that. And explain the decision here. Okay, so that's that. I have nothing else to add about that one. Let me see if you guys have any comments about it. Okay, 803 people in the live stream. Please don't forget to hit that like button. All right. That person needed to be canceled. I pray more of them get the same. Yeah. The hate equals threats. As far as I'm concerned, the hate equals threats for the Sussexes. The same Eden who compared Harry leaving like your boyfriend leaving you. Don't nobody want to see Camilla at the theater or anywhere else except a barn. The horses think she's one of them. Well, there is that photo where the horse is kind of smiling at her. Connie Balmer! Happy Saturday to you, Connie. And Susie Q is here? Oh, the writing is too small? I'm sorry, I can help you out. So Richard Eden says, has Prince Harry been mailing Twitter boss Jack Dorsey again? The Duchess of Sussex half-sister Meghan Markle has been banned from the social media network. And then it says hashtag royal, hashtag Meghan. And let me see. And then below that, I can barely see it myself. Why Meghan Markle's sister Twitter account was suspended. Twitter comment explaining decision here. Newsweek.com, Meghan Markle. So that's what it says. So you have, and that was March 15th. So Jack Royston, who I guess is taking over for Jack Dorsey. I guess it's Jack Royster now. Royston. He's explaining it with the finger pointing down to the article in Newsweek link. So yeah, that's what it says. Sorry about the small print. I guess I could have made that bigger. But yeah, that's what it says, Susie Q. I do apologize for that. Okay. What makes it all so bad is none of them have ever met or even had a conversation with Madam Duchess. Alita, that should not be lost in the irony of their um, ever all consuming hatred for the Duchess of Sussex is they've never even had a conversation with her. So for that reason, you're absolutely right. That is pretty bad on them that they have so much contempt for someone that they've never even had a conversation with. Hey, everyone, they should put Yankee Wally on the fixated person list if she's not there already. I'm gonna assume that she probably is. Thank you for that, Mo Shannon. Mary G says, I think they are trying to get um trying to put, let me see, YW. I'm sorry, I get weird with that. Oh, Yankee Wally on the fixated person list, along with Samantha Markle already being on the list. Cool. Cool. And isn't it true that Yankee Wally is what got Samantha Markle banned from Twitter? Didn't she just like sink her boat and now she's gone from YouTube? There's an increase, Connie B, but never matches the views. Some hate watchers just seem to forget to hit the like. Oh, yeah. I forgot we got hate watchers. Evening, squatties. Family, moderators, Baron, Lydia, Connie, etc. Thank you so much for saying hello, Audrey. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next slide. So, this is kind of exciting. Rumor new Black Panther filming details suggest that a flashback sequence set in the 1500s to 1600s during European colonization of the Americas may be featured in sequel. Huh. That's interesting. As you know, one of the things that really surprised people about the first Black Panther movie was the fact that they referred to one of the white people as colonizer. So that really surprised people, right? And I'm like, okay, this is a deep movie. Coogler has really hit the target with this. So, what is it? Ryan Coogler? Brian Coogler? He was the young African American director of the original Black Panther movie. And so he definitely used a lot of contemporary issues and put it to the silver screen in the original Black Panther movie. So I am excited about this. I would love to see um, those topics brought to a movie that is likely to have $1 billion box office. Because if you all remember, the original Black Panther movie was a box office bonanza. I mean, it was the biggest movie on the planet. It had accumulated more dollars than any other movie in history. And so I think they lost that title to, was it Spider-Man? But anyway, huge, huge movie. So I'm looking forward to that. I do hope that they will have some type of sequence where they touch upon those subjects. That would be absolutely wonderful. So please let me know what you all think about that. Speaking of Black Panther, as you know, sometimes, let me see. There we go. Sometimes I kind of take license with a few images. So I had this fantasy that what if there was an airline for Wakanda, right? What if Wakanda had an airline? So I decided to I decided to take a little license with that concept, and I'm going to share it with you. Please let me know what you think. Let me take this away for a second and I'll put that up. Huh? Huh? I found this photo somewhere and I just added a caption to it. Wakanda Airlines for your next vacation. As if, of course, Wakanda is a real place. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sometimes I just like play with the captions and stuff. Anyway, y'all know how I roll. Sometimes I get a little creative streak and then I start fooling around with stuff. So I like it. Let me see. And then the other one happened, during the start of the pandemic. I had a lot of time on my hands, and because of that, I found myself, let me see. I'll share this with you. You can see for yourself. It's what happens when you have someone like me with a lot of time on his hands. All of a sudden, you find things to do. Okay, so here's the other one. Wakanda, the cure for the, I can't say the C word, but Wakanda. What are those flowers? I think those are what, violets or something? But anyway, it just reminded me of the movie. So I just had a little fun with it. So you have this as the cure, and this, of course, for your next vacation. All right. Uh Bonjour, Charlotte B. Ooh, I meant to practice. Doggone it, I meant to practice. Sorry. Okay, I'm chilling with my beverage and enjoying the party. Good, Annie Bullard. I'm so happy you're here. Mary G, you say nice ad. Remember in Illinois, some thought this was the real country in Illinois, Baron. I don't recall that, but I think it's cool anyway. I would love to be the Wakanda of the world or the United States. That baby Botox is not working for the future. Somebody needs to tell her that she looks old enough to be Megan's mother. Uh, okay, I can see that. But wait, you could even say old enough to be her own mama. Well, nope, I can see that. Why do I have that picture readily available? I don't know. Okay. All right. Missed it. What about what I'm sorry, what time did Baron start? The same time I start every day, Abby Rosemary, the same time. What is it, 1 o'clock Eastern? 12 o'clock Central. Yeah, same time every day. At least I try. So far, I've been sticking to the same time slot. I just think it makes it easier for everybody. And I love the idea of spending lunch break with some people in the US and dinner time with some people in the Eastern Hemisphere. So that excites me. Ajá, ujú. C'est si bon, imbécile de Thomas Machiel. Oui, oui. Baron, I love you, but all the practice you do won't help you. S'il vous plaît, silence, Felice Johnson. S'il vous plaît, silence. Thank you, Susie Q. Thank you for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Okay, Baron, will you do a watch party for the Oscars? If so, let's start now with working out the technology. The last time I tried to do a watch party, you know what happened. So, yeah, I need to start now. I needed to start a couple of weeks ago, but let me think about that. Especially if the Sussexes are there, I'm going to be live. So, yeah, let me think about that. And I really do need to start now because the night of, I'll be trying to figure out exactly how am I going to watch it, where can I stream it, all the streaming that I pay for, and when I want to watch something, I can't. That is crazy. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion. Yes, Wakanda forever. Okay. Anybody else? Well, you know what? I think that particular, if every airline had people looking like that working there, I'm telling you, that would be one hot airline. Oh, Lorna Castellanos, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. And let me go on to the next slide. Okay. The last time I had abs like that, I think I was on a roller coaster. That's the only way I get abs like that is I have to go on a roller coaster. Other than that, my abs are more fluffy. Okay. Next. Okay, where are my slides here? Okay, Wakanda Forever. All right. So again, we're gonna get back to Belize, but let's talk about this. I watched Celebici today, and one of the people on that particular podcast mentioned that the night that Campion won her Oscar, that the reason that she may not have just had a little gaffe, that it may have been something more sinister to it. I don't like to think about it that way, but if that is the case, thank you, Phyllis Johnson. But if that is the case, that there was something a little more sinister to it, this is what one of the people on Celeb Bitchy podcast alleged, is that when Venus and Serena stepped out on the stage, there was over a minute of applause, or was it a standing ovation? But anyway, it went on for over a minute, which when you're broadcasting something, that is an eternity, right? And so, oh, good. Me too, Susie Q. I love them. And so they said, was it Susie Q? Was it a standing ovation or was it over like a minute and a half of applause? I think they said it was a standing ovation. But either way, it went on for so long that in order to tamp it down a bit, they said that when Campion got her award, that she just looked over to them and was trying to take the thunder, try to steal their thunder, or deflate their moment by oh, it was both, Susie Q. Thank you, Annie Bullard. Yeah, and that she just kind of had a more sinister thing going on, and that the ladies this morning even said that it may cost her, some future awards or something like that. But yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, it wasn't an Oscar; it was this award, but it may cost her the Oscar because of the way that she treated the Williams sisters. I didn't know about it because I didn't watch it and I didn't see exactly what took place that night. But this is why I love Celeb Bitchy, is because they always seem to have a lot of those details that I would otherwise miss. And and if that is what happened, if that is the reason why Campion said the things that she said, well then shame on her for that. She did apologize, and the ladies this morning said that she didn't say if I offended you, she just plain apologized, and I think she was quite embarrassed. But again, I hate to believe that it was something very sinister about her actions, but if that was the case, then I hope that she at least has a mild backlash for that, because it was really, I mean, why do that? Why do that to ladies who have captured the imagination of so many women around the world with their athleticism? And don't forget, these ladies are entrepreneurs. They have made the transition from the tennis court to the business world. I believe it was Serena that just raised like $110 million, $111 million for something to do with investing. Whereas before she was trying to use her own money, but she started using the golden rule, OPM. So she's learning, she's growing. She's a mom. She's got a lot of things going on, and the last thing she needs is for someone to try to tear her down because she's jealous or let's hope it's not something worse than that. So that was very interesting this morning. Just thought I would share that theory with you. Let me see. That's the very reason why I don't care for white feminism, and they will never support a black woman. Well, Donna Black, if I recall on the what was that podcast? Oh, it was Tina and Michelle. They had a guest on one day who was saying that kind of like with Boris Johnson's sister. Boris Johnson's sister, what is her name? Rachel Johnson. She likes to consider herself a feminist, but she's also very right wing, very conservative, and she seems to have it in for the Duchess of Sussex. And so it's like her true agenda is hidden behind her feminism. So, just to be fair, there are plenty white feminists that are also very much into equal rights for all. And as a matter of fact, if we recall in the past, there have been many women dating back to the suffragette movement who were white women who, like, for instance, Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, I'm not saying she was a suffragette. I think she came along after the fact. But Eleanor Roosevelt was definitely a white woman, definitely a feminist. And of course, almost anything that happened during the Roosevelt's New Deal was a result of Eleanor Roosevelt advocating for African Americans at the time to make sure that we did not miss out on the experience of the New Deal. So that is a very important point, Donna Black, and it's also important to make sure that we don't lump all white feminists into that same, or should I say, under the same umbrella, because yes, what you say is very true. And I'm going to use Bojo's sister as a prime example of someone who sees herself as a feminist icon, but she's also quite the R word when it comes to the Duchess of Sussex. So thank you for reminding us about that. Okay. Prudence Montague, you say, hi, my entertainer and squaddies. Thank you. I missed out on some of your topics because I had a guest to shout out to Church Nelly, uh, Lydia Cookies and Creams. Okay. And let me see all who is in the chat. My respects. Blessed weekend all. Thank you, Prudence. That is like one of my favorite names, Prudence. I have been following the Williams sisters since the beginning, and no other athlete has gone through what those young ladies have gone through. Nobody. Annie, they have been incredibly cruel to them. I mean, oh, by the way, Lottie G, thank you so much for the super sticker. I almost missed that. And happy Saturday to you. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And on that note, let's go to Yvonne Clark, who has given me a super sticker. Thank you, Yvonne Clark. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Saturday to you. Okay. Now, let me see. Okay, we were here, and I think I replied to that. It is true that they have been like I could only call it an electronic lynching is what they received. That is what has happened to them, is that they have attempted to destroy them and attempted to just I guess impugn their character whenever possible. They hated their father for standing up for them. It goes back almost to the beginning, if not the beginning, because they were so athletic, they were so good, they really changed the sport. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that, is that they changed the sport forever, and they brought a lot of ratings to the sport that otherwise wouldn't have happened. Those two ladies made a lot of money for so many people, and I don't think that they have been appreciated for that. I don't think that they've been appreciated for what they've done for that sport. Okay. Rhonda McKnight, if you read about the suffragette movement, they threw black women under the bus when the white women got the vote. As long as black women were excluded, Eleanor Roosevelt is in a different league. Absolutely, Rhonda. Yeah, even back in those days, there were some women, some of the suffragettes, who only cared about the vote, and a lot of them actively worked to keep black women out of the movement. A lot of them did. Some did not, and some absolutely did. So that is very true. I won't dispute that at all. Many white feminists have it in for other white women. Under the facade, they are petty, insecure, and lethal. Yeah, yeah. It's incredible that on the one hand, someone refers to themselves or is referred to as a feminist icon, a feminist, and equal rights for women, equal pay for women, but yet they seem to hate other women. Not just based on race, but just hate other women. That is insane. That is insane. It seems like whenever a woman is running for public office or just about anything that is high profile, is sometimes other women that are, or sometimes, actually, I would even say most time, is other women that give them the hardest time. They just, I don't know what it is. It's like somebody hits a switch, and all of a sudden, the hostility is brewing out of nowhere. And it's so easy to vilify women in politics or women that have any kind of power. That is the easiest thing in the world, is to vilify a woman simply for using her mind, exercising her prerogatives, for having a good education. All of that seems to trigger other women. And of course, the misogynist men, that's a bonanza for them. That is like pay dirt. It's everything that they want. They can get it not by disparaging women, but just by finding a woman that will do it for him. Mad, isn't it? That is absolutely crazy. I love Eleanor Roosevelt. I love her. I have not watched King Richard yet. Does anyone know where I can watch it? I don't know, Donna Black, but I don't Celibacy, they go on about it again and again. They said that you almost forget it's Will Smith. They said the movie was phenomenal. So I believe if you just Google the title, it will point you in the right direction. You have to like scroll down to find out where it's available to stream. Um, I do too. Absolutely. Okay, was in a class by herself. She made newspapers hire women to cover other press conferences, which never happened before. Yeah, I mean, we could spend the day talking about Eleanor Roosevelt. She was an OG if there ever was one. Okay, it gets me. These kind of people always tries to destroy something they know they will never be. Okay, happy Saturday, Baron. You make my day. Love your show. Like you said earlier, your voice is so calming and peaceful. Ah, thank you, Rhonda McKnight. Very, very, very much thank you. Lucy Wynn. Hi, Lucy. Serena and Venus have been through a lot, but don't forget Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, Althea Gibson, and others who paved the way. Yeah. Did you know what? I didn't realize that in spite of everything, all the efforts and such of Eleanor Roosevelt, Jesse Owens was excluded from the White House. He was not invited. They invited other Olympic athletes, but Jesse Owens somehow was not asked to visit the White House. That was crazy. I actually have a story about Jesse Owens that I will share with you guys. I actually had a chance to meet him and I didn't. I literally looked at him from across the room. Um, my grandmother was in the hospital, and there was a common area where you can, a lounge area at the end of the hallway at the hospital, and you actually could sit out there with your family. That was a way to get them out the bed to walk around, and it was a big open area. And my father said to me, he said, "You see that? That's the fastest man alive." And I'm like, "Where?" And he said, "Right there." And I'm looking at this old man, surrounded by these people. I'm like, "Fastest man alive?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, who is it?" He said, "That's Jesse Owens." Yeah, I'm a little kid. I don't know. And so my grandfather left my grandmother's side to go and talk to Jesse Owens. And me being protective of my grandmother, I didn't care who he was. I was here to see that lady that made the best toast for the best breakfast in history. And Jesse Owens, I don't care. I what a dumb child I was. I had no idea anything about Jesse Owens. And it wasn't until later on that I had this missed opportunity right there, a chance to meet him, shake his hand, and I totally blew it. So anytime you guys think I got a lot of sense, just remember that story. I had no idea. Fastest man alive. I'm like, that old man? How is that possible? Jacqueline, Baltimore, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you. And thank you for being a member. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, that really did happen. So, oh well. I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I had a chance to touch greatness and I blew it because of my grandmother. Of course, if I had to do it all over again, all I had to say was, "I'll be back. I'll be right back." And I didn't. I was just like, you know, sitting there like a German shepherd, and I didn't want anybody near. So that was my story about Jesse Owens. I will never forget one interview when Venus was 14 years old being interviewed by a white man and seemed like he was trying to take her confidence away from her. Father stepped in. I heard about that, Donna Black. I heard about that. Um, Her father was super protective of them and would not allow anyone to humiliate them. It's so-called modern times, and when women in sports, when women athletes in sports say that they are struggling with their mental health, and people doubt them, that makes me so angry. That makes me so angry because it's a lot of little psychological things that go on behind the scenes to undermine them. There's a lot of things that are done to undermine them. And yes, there's a lot of these things that are directed toward black men athletes. The black male athlete have suffered through this. I believe it was Jackie Robinson. Did they put razors in his shoe? They literally put razors in his shoe. And for the entire time that he played, well, not the entire time, but for a great deal of the time, no one would even talk to him. I think there was just one player that actually became his friend, but nobody else would talk to him. They just, you know, they wouldn't talk to him. And so, much like Ruby Bridges having to be educated alone, having to eat lunch alone, and she was just a child. I mean, this is something that has persisted, and it all seems so ridiculous at this point that they treated people that way, just because something had changed and something is different. They decide, instead of being brave enough to just say hello, that they would stick with the status quo and other the people that are there just trying to have equal justice, equal protection, equal access. Boris Johnson's sister is the R word, plain and simple. Yeah. Did you see that interview? I think it was a podcast. She tried to do a podcast here in the United States, and she thought that because the host was a white woman, that she was going to be free and clear to avoid the topic of the Duchess of Sussex. You guys remember that? Only to find out only to find out that you are not in Narnia. You're in the United States. And the way that the press handles these things are very different. Um, but she found out, she effed around and found out, and she was completely embarrassed and she did not apologize. She only acknowledged what she had done, but she didn't apologize for it. So there you have it. Okay. But yeah, thank you for saying that because it just jarred my memory. Does someone have a birthday? Is that what I'm seeing? Does someone have a birthday somewhere? UK might have something else to talk about. The actor we called Loki is getting married to a black woman. They are both British, so they might have something to say over there. No doubt, no doubt. It will be something very sly. Oh, it's a 50th wedding anniversary. Oh, Sanjia, 50th wedding anniversary? That is incredible. That right there is an accomplishment. 50 years. 50 years. That congratulations. Wow, 50 years. That's the commitment. That is the ultimate commitment. 50 years. Nice round number. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, Fatima, hello, welcome. All right. Let me scroll because I'm so far behind. New member, Dina Cardoza, a new member. Thank you so much, Dina. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, good God, I'm way behind. Let me keep this moving. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so that was slide. All right, I said we'd get back to it. We're back to it. Okay. Um, there you have it. William and Kate tour storm. We saw that on another slide. And of course, my very cheeky way of showing the welcoming committee for their Caribbean tour. That has gotten so much mileage on Twitter and on the Instagram. I can't believe it. You know, my Twitter and Instagram usually doesn't get a lot of views, but for the first time in my life, I actually have more people following me on Twitter than I'm following. So, thank you everyone who followed me on the Twitter. But yeah, so that was my cheeky way to say welcome to to the Cambridges on behalf of the people of the Caribbean. So, and thank you, Minnie, for the wonderful Cambridge pie. Oh, shady I am, shady. So let's take a look at this. Royal wedding police criticized for preemptive strike against protesters. The protesters had only gotten a few bars into his version of Beatles' Yellow Submarine, recast We All Live in a Fascist Regime, when the plainclothes officers moved in. Do you guys notice the year 2011? 2011. This was not the Sussex wedding, this was the Cambridge wedding. Officers used blanket stop and search powers to arrest 52 people across London. 52 people across London were arrested before or during the time the Cambridges were married. And that is because even though they make believe that everybody is excited for the Cambridges, even before they could exchange their vows, they were already being targeted by critical words out on the streets of London, and the police decided to try to suppress them before they could make an impact. And I'm sure this wasn't directed toward the Cambridges at the time. This was just people who felt a certain way about the government, and the police stepped in to shut them down. So I had never saw this before because I was never so interested in the Cambridges. But when I saw this on Twitter this morning, I'm like, oh, I got to share this. But yeah, that did happen. So, and then here, William and Kate in Tour Storm. So the Daily Fail has decided to make that front page. They are forced to scrap first visit on Caribbean trip after villagers stage protests about 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 come on about I can't believe I don't have that ready. About colonialism. They decided to protest that. And the Cambridges are greatly embarrassed. And of course, the tabloids decided to turn on the Sussexes because, that makes sense, right? Royal Sussex. So I see today people of Belize have spoken, and the Shamrages had to cancel part of their Caribbean trip to a part of Belize. Yes, yes, they that exactly happened. Um, how embarrassing, but it did happen, and it's just a start. Remember, this is the first day. I believe they were supposed to land in the village around 3 p.m. local time, which means that that should happen any moment now. I imagine would be 3 p.m. in Belize. Oh, I almost hit the end podcast thing. They should put that on the other side of the screen. I have actually done that before where I hit in pod broadcast. Deanna Hawkins says, so hair braiding photo op will have to wait until Jamaica for jazz hands and baldy locks. Baldy locks and his three hairs. I love that. Baldy locks and his three hairs. Okay. All right. William, I get rid of this tag of R word colonist very easily. He is too arrogant to take counsel. He's so arrogant that he didn't read the room and decide not to cancel this tour. So, if you want to take a look back, this is, I think when this article came out, they didn't realize that the Belize thing was going to get canceled. Beat that, William and Kate. As the Cambridges visit Jamaica, Richard K., yes, another Dickie, Richard K. reveals the Queen shook 13,213 hands, delivered 157 speeches, heard the national anthem 508 times, and was away from her children 173 days on epic 1953 tour. In her 1953 trip, the Queen opened 7 parliaments and held 11 investitures. She had also attended 223 receptions, banquets, balls, and garden parties. Prince William and Kate will arrive in Jamaica for a 3-day tour next week. So when they put that out there, I'm pretty sure that this very defeatist type of article, which seems to be totally against the Cambridges, was a little preemptive because who could have possibly known that they would be humiliated by some villagers in Belize? And again, that's just the start. Thank you so much, Dorothy Ross, for the super sticker. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Saturday to you. So, yeah, the Queen, there they are with a photo op. And as you can see, this young African girl, I'm sorry, South American Caribbean girl of African descent, is absolutely thrilled that she's in the presence of Her Majesty the Queen. As you find with any of those photo ops with the Cambridges, this little girl has never had it so good, has she? They done turned up her hair. She's like, looking at the camera like, who this white woman? I mean, she is who? I don't know her. So embarrassing, but they keep doing it. At the time, it was probably groundbreaking, but today it's embarrassing. I'm so glad. I was worried that the natives would have to do kabuki dance in barely nothing for those two R-word colonists. Yeah, well, serves them right that they were afraid to be embarrassed. They said that they threatened to arrest anybody who protests. That's what they said, is that if the local government threatened to arrest anyone who dare protest the Cambridges. William and Kate canceled trip on Caribbean tour after protests from Belize villagers over colonial legacy. President of Indian Creek Village reportedly voiced questions to the royals' visit due to a dispute involving a charity Williams supports and plans to land a helicopter on a local football pitch. Yeah, they were going to helicopter in, take a few photos, and then get out of there. Colonial legacy of theft continues with Prince of FFI. What is that? Prince and FFI. It must be some federation of something, something, but whatever it is a dispute about the land that they live on that they want to claim for something. I'm sorry, I'm at a disadvantage. I don't know what that means. uh, Hoppo, remember that from Color Purple? Hoppo, who this woman? Hoppo, who this woman? Oh, Black Queen, thank you for that. Okay, when they go to Jamaica, the people should have signs up for Harry and Meghan. Yes, while we do hope that happens, we're not condoning anything that could disrupt the Cambridge's trip. However, we will likely dance and shout and open bottles of champagne should that happen. I'm just saying. Okay. Rhonda McKnight. Charles was shocked to see Diana showing her children love. I think he was jealous of the love Diana gave her boys. Charles never got. Yes, I mean, if somebody spends 173 days on an epic tour in 1953 and then come back and see that the nannies are getting along just fine, of course he felt kind of left out because he wasn't used to such. Okay, I was here, and now I'm there. Okay. William and Kate in Tour Storm. Oh, yeah, that's that same one. But yeah, you can see the sign there. Conservation with FPIC colonization. So apparently, there is some movement to covet land and take it away from the local people. And William's appearance is a convenient way of making it official. So, talk about staying out of politics, right? Not. There are the past, not the future. Abolish the monarchy. So, this popped up on Twitter. Um, This is one of several that I've seen today. And as people have been saying that they are the future of the monarchy, it seems as though there's a theme running through the Commonwealth right now. They are not the future of the monarchy. I don't I I don't know that things would have been any better if Charles would have showed up, but it's really surprising to see that people are targeting their grievances toward the Cambridges. I didn't know that there was that type of apathy in the Commonwealth for them. I'm just lying. I knew. I'm just lying. I kind of have heard murmurings about that, but I'm just pretending like I'm shocked. Liz started spending more time with kids when Andy was born. I wonder if she also started taking those parental vitamins they prescribed. Okay, let me see. Hi, Baron. Indian Creek is in dispute with Flora and Fauna International. Thank you. Thank you, Ysar. Thank you so much for that. This is what FFI is. Indian Creek is in dispute with Flora and Fauna International. Thank you so much for that. Very good. A conservation group which lists William as patron, FFI has property near the village's communal land, which has caused tension over ownership rights, according to local residents where are we continuing? Who, I'm waiting, Wizar. Who, okay, I'm still waiting. Who, okay, thank you. Okay, there we are. Spoke with Reuters. Yeah, so um thank you so much for that. I'm in a silly mood today. You know what? I'm glad I'm in a good mood because when people are messing with the Sussexes, y'all know that kind of brings me down. But seeing that the Cambridges, usually all that stuff about a slap in the face to the Queen, that would have kind of bummed me out because all I could think about is how bad that is that they would say something like that about Harry. But because of the day that the Cambridges are having right now, I'm not singing anything bluer than zippity doodah. What movie is that from? Honey, I'm not singing anything bluer than zippity doodah. Okay, let me see. I hope I see banners declaring Harry and Meghan as the future of the monarchy. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely, J Blogs? Wouldn't that be lovely? Let me see. When Lizzie came back from her tour, she greeted her mother with a hug and Charles, then about 8 years old, with a handshake. Good God, Donna Reese, I had no idea. I had no idea. Gosh, I'm so far behind. I got to move on. Baron, if it is true that the Sussexes have been approached about the Oscars, they should attend. What would be the icing on the cake? I'm sorry, that would be the icing on the cake. I'm sorry. Okay, let me move on because I'm so far behind. I heard Wills and his wife are looking for another house like those two mansions was not big enough. Okay. Do you guys remember that Harry had to do part of his Caribbean tour by boat? That was when he was dating Meghan and they were desperately trying to put distance between them. I didn't know that, R. Smith. That sounds so diabolical. Yeah, that sounds like it sounds so Charlie and so that and so that. Yeah, I didn't know, but thank you for telling me that. Okay, next. Then there's this one. William and Kate making an effort to save the planet. That's how you save the planet. You have your gangster Gan buy you an 8 million pound helicopter, and then you fly like, I don't know, 10 miles and land in somebody's football pitch. or for Kate to dress up and move empty boxes to promote one of her patronages. So, yeah, that's what they've been doing. I thought that that was the Queen's helicopter, but I think it was Elaine Parker that told me no, the Queen purchased that for them. And then they started planting all kind of foliage so people couldn't see them walking out to the helicopter. Boy, I tell you, Kate sure know how to duck that head in that helicopter, don't she? Oh, there we go. This is what got them in trouble, at least amongst the squad and anybody with sense. Oh boy, that is a trigger. I am so sorry. And the little girl, that face is so haunting. I don't know where I've seen that look before. Where have I seen that look? Oh, right there. Right there. That's where I've seen that look before. Yep, they all have that universal glare when they are approached by the royals who are just using them for a photo op. They all seem to have that look, don't they? Carolyn Minter says Willie and Kate need to leave these black people alone. They are trying to head off the thing Harry might say in his book, about them being very much not a R word family. Absolutely. This is the only way that they can save Martin Luther Cambridge. The only way. Hello, Anastasia Isabella. Yes, me too, Catherine, but the trolls will be back on YouTube, but with a different channel and the whole new name. Yep. This really ticks me off. Don't touch our hair. Why are you why not to be we are not to be petted. How out of touch they are. Are they? Okay. Okay. Ooh, it's almost been 2 hours and I still got some slides to go. So, right here, you can see a very pensive, nervous Kate. When she is not grinning for the cameras, this is the very worried, nervous, hand wringing. When she doesn't have that purse, she appears to be skinnier than ever. Is she sending the world a message about her mental state? I don't know. But Kate looks pretty bad right here. Um, in spite of all of the airbrushed and edited photos that the press share, occasionally they will let slip something that tells the truth. And this is actually the Duchess of Cambridge, not the other one that don't know how to keep her hands off of other people's children. But this is at that very same occasion. Now, this is not the most formal occasion. This is not some um, big, serious military occasion, but yet she looks pretty sad there. But this is her world. This is her world. This is the space that she inhabits. And so all I can say is enjoy your pie, your Caribbean pie, because there are more slices coming up for you. And Minnie will be right there to make sure you get exactly what you got coming. If only there was a woman of color that could have warned her, maybe someone who was run out of her family. Oh, you're talking about Kate. Keep your hand off of our children's heads. Yeah, if somebody would have just warned her, somebody. I don't know, even if there was like maybe another duchess who happened to be of African descent that could have told her, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so moving on. I think that was the last of those slides. Yes, so here we have Royal Update. Kate steals the show, and Harry and Meghan's are okay. I think we already went through this one. We did that one early on. And here you have this. This is the other revelation that I got from Celeb Bitchy. Apparently, the ladies of Celeb Bitchy have access to the news wires. I mean, not just what we get, but they have access to things like Reuters photos, all the photos that come over the wire. They seem to know exactly the source. Hard to explain right now, but what they said today was Sophie Wessex, the Countess of Wessex, aka Ford Fiesta, brought along her own photographer, and that a lot of these photos were pretty much staged events just to highlight her tour, and the fact that none of the press outlets were interested in following her around. She was kind of on her own. She had her own photographer. You know, that thing that they always accuse the Sussexes, oh, they're just trying to create content for their channel or for their projects or whatever. Well, for some reason, they rode this poor lady out and had her go about to promote the royal family through various causes or whatever, the UN, all of that stuff. Now they said that Meghan was told she had to sever ties with the United Nations because it was too political. And here they have taken this lightweight, this very mediocre person, and thrown her right back into the United Nations. So none of those photos came from the usual sources. These photos exist because she brought a photographer with her, a photographer who could record her wearing her Catwoman outfit. I heard on another channel they referred to her that as her cosplaying Catwoman. Bahamas bears the cost of Prince William and Kate's tour, while Jamaica refuses to foot the bill. You get all that? The Bahamas is still going to pay for it, but Jamaica said they refuse to foot the bill. And here's an older story from February 24th, 2022. Government will not be paying for royal visits, says Morgan. Not Pierce Morgan, of course, but what is he, the Prime Minister of Jamaica? Anyway, it's a different Morgan. So, yeah, there's a tale of two visits. One will be paid for by the government, and the other said they're not paying for it. But you know what, you guys? Bear in mind that for the local governments, for the local politicians, this is a big deal for them to have the royals visit. It helps to bolster their image. At least in the past, it has helped to bolster their image. It doesn't seem like in the future that the royals will be as welcome as they have been in the past, because the two people who could make this work were pushed out of the family. These are the two people who could have actually helped save the Commonwealth. But because of petty jealousy and ignorance, they did everything that they could to drive them away from the island. And so they don't have these two to actively, I guess, participate with the Commonwealth and the people of the Commonwealth. I mean, people love the Sussexes. I'm convinced they could have made this work. Harry would have enough sense to say, we're not going to do that, you know? But they didn't have Harry's wise judgment. They didn't have the Duchess of Sussex's wise judgment. Instead, they got those two. I mean, this is what people want, and this is what they got. They wanted this, but they got that. And it is a absolute disaster. Still in the making. We haven't seen the worst of it yet. I'm afraid we have not seen the worst of it. It is only going to get worse. That's my prediction. I might be wrong. I can't say that 100% that that's going to happen, but the embarrassments will continue. Um, I don't think that they're done with those representatives of the colonies, the colonizers yet. So, good luck to you. You're going to need it. And with that, let me go to your comments. Worldwide birthday celebration. One of our government ministers said, as the host country, we have to pay. I saw somewhere where they they said that they always pay for dignitaries, which I'm guessing means that they will be acting as dignitaries for the British government, right? So I'm sure that there will be some costs that are covered in spite of the rhetoric saying otherwise. They're going to pay for something. I'm sure of that. If you notice, they never said that the government of the country's request Will and Kate's visit like they usually do. Kate and Will just said they are going. Joyce, I didn't notice that, but thanks for sharing. Let me see. You nailed it. These trips are reduced to the usual grinning and handshaking, meaningless drivel, and the reports will focus on clothes and patting local kids on the head, you know? Of course it will. I mean, we still don't know why Kate went to Denmark. We have no clue why Kate went to Denmark, which, puts us in the majority because I don't even think Kate knows why she went to Denmark. Kate still doesn't know why she was there. She was late for everything. She went walking in the woods with some kids. She was supposed to talk about child development. As someone pointed out, there are kids that are hungry in the United Kingdom, people that are going hungry or choosing to heat their homes over buying food. There's an all time high of people heading to food shelters. And so while Kate is worried about children in Denmark, there are children in the United Kingdom that need help, that need good nutrition. So, but instead, she decided that she needed to go and have some photo ops in Denmark. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Photo ops, photo ops. Yes. Adrian Burrow says, Joyce, they probably were trying to sneak in a holiday. Ah, I didn't think about that. During this time of austerity, what better way? Oh, Adrian, you are brilliant. Thank you for that. I didn't think about that. Harry and Meghan could secure the islands for decades had they stayed. Instead, they have Willie and Kate. Good for Jamaica. The people of Jamaica should tell them to bring a reparations check when they land. You just reminded me of the old commercial. Please tell me if you guys remember this commercial. Let me take a sip of water. Come back to Jamaica. We're waiting for you. Let's make it Jamaica. What's old is what's new. Do you guys remember those very colonial commercials for Jamaica? So make it Jamaica and make it your home. Blah, 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 Jamaica, your new island home. And they would have this woman with a basket on her head and all these black people singing and dancing a jig. You guys remember that? The old come back to Jamaica commercials? I mean, looking back on it today, at the time, I didn't think much of it. Oh, that was an airline commercial? That was an airline commercial, was it? Okay, okay. I just remember the song, and I remember that woman with some basket of fruit on her head or something. I don't know. They had it looked like a scene from Gone with the Wind. I mean, they were all cosplaying the Colonials' greatest hits. I'm gonna look that up right now. Come back to Jamaica. commercials. Didn't have to look far. Oh my God, the video is still there. 1978. Boy, I tell you, I got a good memory today. 1970. Oh, I gotta watch this, you guys. I gotta watch this. I'm sorry I can't share the video, but you know how that is. But I gotta see this.
Back to gentility. What's old is what's new.
Come back, Sora Beauty.
Want you to join us. We're waiting for you. So make it Jamaica. Woo! Good Lord, I just saw Uncle Remus. Good Lord. I'm telling you guys, if you are triggered by these types of scenes, oh, oh, why did that just come to mind? It says Jamaica Classic TV commercial. Well, yeah. Let me see some of the comments for this. I remember watching this commercial when I was 10 years old in 1982 while I was in elementary school. Those were the good old days. Now, obviously, that is someone who is not African American. Well, it might be. You never know. Such a classic commercial like this. It shows every beautiful thing that our country had to offer then and still has today. If only Jamaica could be this again. If only Jamaica could be this again. Oh my God. And this person has a profile picture. This seems like a woman of African descent. I'm sorry, guys. Have I taken us down a rabbit hole just now? I am so sorry to have done this, but I just thought about it. Let me see. Okay, somebody say, "Oh Lord." I mean, they got it like, "Oh Lord, I really wish I was there on this blessed Easter Sunday in the year of our Lord, April 21st, 2019. Mad, mad love for this beautiful country of birth." Okay, well, she didn't say anything about the commercial. So, Jamaica, please come back to the original Jamaica where everyone loved and cared for each other. I'm not sure if they're like speaking of the commercial or if these are colonizers who want to go back to that brand of customer service where people would jump up in the air and oh Lord. Well, you guys, I have given you all some homework. Let me see. That was when Jamaica used to be Jamaica. Now the Jamaican government has disgraced all need to go to prison where they belong. Well, some people have an axe to grind here. So, okay, it says nothing about being an airline commercial, but whoever said that, you're probably right. But they uploaded this to the YouTube back in 2008, and it has had 145,928 views. So check it out when you get a chance to. Yeah, it's been on there that long and only has about 150,000 views. So that was a nice trip down memory lane. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is why it's so much fun to hang around with fellow baby boomers, isn't it? Because you have a chance to reflect on some things that I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel young when I look back at some of the stuff I remember from my youth. So make it Jamaica. But they was getting it, wasn't they? They was really getting into it. And make it your own. Let's make it Jamaica, your new island home. Make it Jamaica. Woo! Oh, they was getting it, y'all. I mean, they was all into it. But I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just like really off on a thing today. Brainwashed people don't know any better, missing the way of colonial themed Jamaica ads. Yeah, Deanna C. Oh, thank you, Lydia. I don't know that that commercial seems to have struck a chord in me. Come back to the way things used to be. I mean, they say that, and then there's some woman got her head tied up looking like a fugitive from a pancake box. No, thank you. If you want me to look like I'm a fugitive from a pancake box, I will pass on that one, but thank you. I'd rather see the new Jamaica. Let's leave that Jamaica back in the storybooks. I mean, there's literally a guy walking with a stick, holding some child's hand, looking like Uncle Remus. I mean, it's just in oh, okay. You guys, let me stop because I don't know. That was a different time, and I'm sure that I'm done with it. I'm done with it. B10 Powell says, I believe the Jamaicans will stand up and speak out when Kate and William visit. I hope so. I hope so. I hope that they, at the very least, if they can make their voices heard, I would be thrilled. You know, with respect, make their voices heard. Okay, my children usually ignore me and my podcasts, but Baron just got them listening today. Oh, wow, that's nice to hear. Thank you, Sunshine. That's why you'll always stay in my heart. That's why you'll always stay in my heart. Let me see, and let me see. I don't them either. I think they are very lazy, do nothing, con artists and hypocrites, especially dear little Kate. Okay. Tell us how you really feel, Anastasia. I mean, you're only just scratching at the surface. Let's tell us how you really feel. I don't think I believe you. Okay, so here's the next slides. It looks like the man will just come and he will just push himself in our land and our village without knowing nothing. So that's why this is our land. We need our land, and we are nothing. I mean, I'm sorry, we are not knowing if he is the one to buy this land. Our land is for us, and we need land for our children, and we use the land to plant corn, beans, and all the ground. Let me see. Who said that? Paula Chalk Paula Chalk Village, Indian Creek, Toledo, Belize. Okay. So that's they probably shared that on Instagram, I think, with that square shape to it. And then it says here on the right, the state has informed the villagers that anybody who disputes the activity, I'm sorry, the active activity, I can't see it for my watermark there, visit by Prince William will be arrested. So much for freedom of speech. Please hashtag propaganda tour. Huh. I do told about the emergency community meeting that the villagers of Indian Creek, Toledo called yesterday. Well, there you have it. So much for freedom of speech. And so much for my slides. That was it. I'm done, you guys. Uh Oh boy. Okay, so that's it. Let me get rid of that. Let me go back to something. anything but the Cambridges, right? I'll find something. Give me a second here. We are on Royal Sussex Live. There we go. And I'll put that up. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Did I miss anything here? Let me scroll through. You guys have been busy as a cat covering up poop. As a cat covering up one of those mini pies. Yes, please hit the like button, all 846 of y'all. Okay, yes, propaganda. Joyce says, do they not have freedom of speech on the island of Belize? I believe Belize is part of Central America. I don't think it's actually an island. I looked at that on the map today because I was kind of curious about that. So Belize is, and I guess, yeah, Belize is south of Cancun. Belize is a not exactly a peninsula, but I see Belize City. Yeah, so it seems like Belize is next to Honduras, Guatemala, um, and the Yucatan Peninsula is there. So yeah, I want to say it's part of the Yucatan Peninsula. I love saying Yucatan Peninsula. So cool. Yeah, so if you have been to Cancun, you have been very close to Belize. But that is in Central America, but it's on that peninsula. And so it seems like Cuba is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Belize. From Cancun and Belize. And then, of course, Jamaica is south of Cuba. And where else are they going? They're not going to Barbados. They're going to the Bahamas, right? So the Bahamas is on the opposite side of Cuba, closer to Florida. So yeah, when you get a chance to, just so that you have reference, please take a look at that on a map. Okay. Okay. Sarah, you leaving us so long. Bye, Sarah. Buonasera. Buonasera, señorita. Buonasera. What song is that? I forgot what song that is. Bonacera. Bonacera. Anyway, you guys, am I being petty that I'm in such a good mood because things have kind of gone south for the Cambridges? Am I petty because you know that that things have taken a turn when you start singing the "Come Back to Jamaica" song? That's when you know you have really breached a threshold of sorts. Um, things are so good today. I might even no, I won't be nice to her. I might even be no, I won't be nice to her. Um, but anyway, I'm in a good mood. No, you are honest, Baron. Well, thank you, Pamela Porter. The corners of my mouth is touching my ears. That's how I'm feeling right now. But let me get a picture of our faves back up there. Okay, our faves. I think Megan's hair looks so good right there. I love that color. Okay, Baron, come on with the vocals. Please don't make me sing. I don't want to sing. No. I don't want to. Please don't make me sing. I can't sing today. I don't want to sing, but I am in a good mood because, yeah, just shady. I'm just being shady as Frappuccino right now. Well, thank you, B10 pal. And I'm as usual. I'm glad you're here. So I guess we should wrap this up pretty soon. Let me see if I want to reference any of the slides from yesterday. Deanna C., thank you for the super chat and thank you for being a member. My mom is enjoying the show. She wanted to show a fellow boomer some love by sending this super chat. I'm trying to convince her to comment, but she's like, nope, give him the money and keep it moving. I love her. I didn't know when I woke up this morning I was going to fall in love with anybody, but I love your mom. I love her. She's wonderful. Thanks, mom. Black Queen says, "Wow, crazy. I almost forgot that the land is connected all the way down in Central America. Yes, it is. I had to double check that myself today because I wasn't sure. Thank you, B10 Pal. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex and happy Saturday to you. Oh, I almost forgot, Mom. Mom, thank you for watching Royal Sussex and happy Saturday to you. And Deanna, see, thanks again for having a membership with Royal Sussex. But yeah, so do check out the geography because unlike the Duke of Cambridge, geography matters, and to avoid having the foot and mouth disease, is always good to know your geography and history, stupid. Like the fact that there has been various wars throughout the history of Europe, one of them involving your country even last over 100 years. Do you guys remember that? The famous 100-Year War? So this guy doesn't seem to know geography despite his college education, and he obviously doesn't know history. So, um, but he is having his behind handed to him as we speak, all because some villagers in Belize said, "Nope, not today, Satan. Not today, colonizer." I haven't been this happy since I don't know when I've been this happy. Not today, colonizer. Woo! Get thee behind me, Satan. Ah, and then, of course, they're doing everything they can to pick on the Sussexes to try to throw the attention away from Bumbles and Stumbles, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They talking about the Oscars. They didn't accuse Harry of slapping the Queen in the face. Anything to draw attention from the inevitable. And to think that I thought this was the ultimate distraction. Oh, somebody stop me. This is too much. This is too much. But thank goodness, Yeah, it's the Stepford wife. Kate is a classic Stepford wife. That's why she fits right in with the remainder. Um, Let me see. Do what she is told and ask no questions. Are you trying to make me bring up one of my famous memes? I haven't shared this on Twitter for quite some time, but maybe I should. Mannequin starring Prince William and Kate Middleton. Oh, if only he looked that cool. If only. He's never looked that cool. But yeah, so whew, that was a good one. I had to get that out my system because I don't know what to say. I'm too happy. Let's see what you guys have to say about my state of happiness. Okay, thank God they're only here for 2 days. Oh my goodness, worldwide birthday celebration. They're coming your way. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Distraction photo Billy in London Park, Louis on every other week visitation, security galore. Huh. So are we saying that when you say every other week visitation, because I've heard rumors that they don't live together any longer. That's what I heard. That they don't share the same household, allegedly. That's what I heard. I heard that too, Kay Castillo. Thank you so much, Kay Castillo, for the generous super sticker. Happy Saturday to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. William the Terrible, the epitome of what a camel looks like, and the R word too, and a sibling hater. Karma will get him one day or today. I told them they shouldn't go. They wasn't listening to me. They never listened to me. I said this was a bad idea, and the locals feel the same way. So, anyway, I was going to take a look at my other. So yesterday we talked about the Halo Trust, right? And the Sussexes are all over the headlines this weekend. While yeah, there was this, right? You guys remember that? We talked about the Halo Trust and that the Prince Harry had that video that he shared with them. Donate charities to Ukraine. Thanks for being so brave. Unfortunately, one of the participants in the Invictus Games lost his life because of the war in Ukraine. So 700 plus islands? Really? A country of 700? Is that 700 times islands? 700 plus islands. Boating is a common way of getting around. Okay. So it's 700 plus islands. And don't think they had to, that he had met Meghan yet. Okay. Thanks for that information. Bulbous dome. Okay, so yeah, that was a slide from yesterday. Let me take a look at one more. One more. Let me see. I had three sets of slides yesterday. Okay, that was that one. I already shared that. Oh, that was it. This one. Oh, that mini pie gets around. The Caribbean Welcoming Committee be like, this pie is for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Okay, so yeah, we don't need to go through those. Well, you guys, it is about that time. There are 790 people in the live stream at this time. Thank you for everyone who is watching the Royal Sussex live stream that has never watched before. I love when people share the Royal Sussex with their family. I think that is so cool. Harry is his mother's son. William is his father's son. Rest in peace, Diana. Yes, we're going to get to that. We should do that right now. We are going to give love to our faves as per usual because of the two ladies who made the Sussexes the power couple that they are today. The queen of everything, and that, of course, is Doria, the queen of everything, and Princess Diana, the queen of our hearts. Both of them just seem to strike the right note when it comes to raising those two beautiful, amazing children. So I always like to remember that those fantastic moms are the ones responsible for these two incredible people that are the most influential couple on the planet. So thank you for the reminder. Nighty night? Yes, nighty night. I love that. Nighty night. Okay, let's see. Get rid of that. And we are going to Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here pretty soon. William and Kate, payment. William and Kate. Okay, and that. Thank you, Charlotte. Just want all to know Georgetown, Guyana had its independence in 1966 and did not waste time to get the republic in 1970. Love President Burnham. At the time, he was not joking. Thank you for that history, Karen Warner. I had no information about that, but thank you. And Sheila Watson says, I will either be late for tomorrow's podcast or miss it. Lunch with my brother's widow and their daughter. Oh, well, that's far more important than listening to some old over caffeinated chubby baby boomer like me go, on and on and on about things like jazz hands and dome heads and afros. We haven't seen Afro Annie in a while. I have to do something about that. We have to segue her back into the conversation because I love Afro Annie. She's too much. Okay, so who would like the last word for the day? Somebody, everyone have a good day. Rosa Roberts, that works for me. That works for me. Oh, I like this too. Peace, love, and happiness, everyone. Kate Herrera, I love that one too. It is an embarrassment of riches with these last words of the day. Okay. And Mo Shannon says, love our little community. Have a sensational Saturday. Squatties, love y'all. Thank you, Mo Shannon. Okay, so let's ginger avenger ourselves out of here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Royal Sussex. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, Tina and Michelle will be on tomorrow. It was so phenomenal last week. Also, I do believe I saw a posting from Ivy saying that she wouldn't be on this Sunday. Hello, Ivy here. And also, let's see, Duchess of Impact posted today. So if you guys want those receipts, you have to go over to Duchess of Impact because she's got a mountain of them. So it's a great way to set the record straight is to check out Duchess of Impact. Okay, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It has been fun. You guys have let me get a lot out of my system with the whole cabacle or debacle with this Caribbean trip, which is off to such a shaky start. I feel awful about that. If only they would have listened to me and have stayed home, and all of this could have been avoided. But they decided that they would, do things their way because of their breeding and entitlement and ordainment and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, guys. Cue Ginger Avenger. Who's there? Jamaica. Jamaica who? You're Jamaican a mistake, man. Who's there? Jamaica. Who? Jamaica. Jamaica who? Jamaican a mistake, man. Woo! Oh man, I want a jazz hand. I want a easy touch. I want somebody who will understand. Not royal tour in a heated rush. Effing colonizers.